the plain way. Even if you lack great learning, still you can walk in the ways of the great Tao. It is not ignorance but cleverness that you should fear. The great way is very plain, so the proud prefer the bypaths. When the palace is splendid, the fields are likely to be weedy and the granaries empty. To wear jewels and silks, to flash your weapons, to eat and drink excessively, to store up wealth and treasure, this is the way of robbers. Pomp is contrary to the Tao. That is chapter 53. Capitalism is often portrayed as massive accumulation, which misunderstands the nature of free exchange. Free exchange has, by its nature, baked in the fundamental right to say no. To say no to accumulation, to say no to a particular deal, to say no to someone else's version of happiness. Baked into free exchange is the right to pursue happiness in moderation, in simplification, in rejection of personal excess, without prescribing a best way to live. The great way, a valuable life, is an opportunity for every person, without exception. When this chapter talks about palaces are, at least in the time and place that this book was written, and I still believe this to be true generally today, a palace is a reference to a place where a leader lives. A ruler is perhaps a better way to say that. When those who are in charge, consensually or otherwise, live in splendid places, have jewels and silks, flash their weapons, eat and drink excessively, they're not doing their job. Downstream, whether it's food related or other missing pieces in a functional society, the granaries are empty, the various forms of sustenance, whether they be physical or emotional or mental, they are eroded. And this is spoken about in other chapters throughout the Tao Te Ching. This is just this one instance dropped in. Keep in mind that this book was, in many ways, has been used as a leadership manual, a suggestion for how to be a good leader, a good ruler over your own life, and also if you are fortunate enough, or perhaps unfortunate enough, to be in a position of power over others. How might you consider your role? How might you go about doing this in a way that is moral? When rulers are robbers, that means they're taking. What does a robber do? They steal, they take, they violate consent. This is what capitalism does so well, is it articulates in no uncertain terms that each person, regardless of their stature or position in life, no matter their means, no matter the color of their skin, their gender, their sexual orientation, any different element of who you are, your expression of love, of joy, whatever you choose value-wise to accumulate in your life, or whatever your innate traits are, you have unalienable rights. And you deserve to be protected from being robbed. Not to just focus on the negative possibilities as this chapter does, I'd go as far as to point out that this is an opportunity for happiness, to have full granaries, to have a meaningful, fulfilling, satisfying life for yourself, those you love, and for all people.